With so much software available in the short-term rental industry these days, it's increasingly difficult to keep up to date with what's on the market and to determine whether it's a maybe or a must-have for you and your business. So meet one provider each week in a short interview, learning what they do and what they offer. So if you have around 15 minutes to spare, it could prove to be a very good investment to stick around. So let's see who and what is out there, one by one, with me, Deborah Larby, also known as the Guest Inspector. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Techsplained with the Guest Inspector. Data. To some, it's just something that tech people talk about, and to others, it's a goldmine. Whatever your take on the word data, today we're going to find more about what's out there and what you can do with it. Today, I'm chatting with Jamie, who will explain what Airdna is all about. Hello, Jamie. How are you?
Hi. Well, thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming along. We're just going to launch straight into it as per our usual Techsplained feature. So, in one sentence, what does Airdna do?
So, Airdna helps hosts, vacation rental managers, and investors succeed in the short-term rental market by turning rental data into actionable analytics. So helping them invest in, operate, and price short-term rental properties.
Now, when I was doing my investigative research on you guys, one term that came up, sorry, I didn't express this to you before. One term that came up was scraping. So Airdna scrapes websites to get the data, because some people will wonder, well, where are you getting the data from? So can you explain scraping?
Yeah. So we scrape 10 million properties around the world daily. So what that means is we're looking in the calendars of every single vacation rental unit around the world, and we're tracking the movements. So when a property is available and goes unavailable, we then model whether that was a booked or blocked night. We take the last rate that property was then available and track that as the revenue associated with the property. We take the cleaning fee for that property and then amortize that over the length of the reservation to get the total revenue that booking earned.
So as a property manager, I'm coming to you. Can you tell me, what do I get from you, and explain, what I get, how do I get it, etc. What are the different features that you offer me?
Yeah, so we have a range of both online and exportable solutions for really everyone in the industry to analyze. And we provide data based on markets, based on portfolios, to help a operator sort of either benchmark their existing portfolio or find where to expand their future portfolio. So there's really two options, either online or enterprise. And the online is our self-service platform, and we call that Market Minder. And you can subscribe from either one zip code or global solutions, global subscriptions. And that includes all of our sort of self-service real-time data on vacation rental markets. So you can look at historical history, occupancy, ADR, RevPAR, annual earnings for any market around the world, and also get up-to-date future pacing data. You can get pricing recommendations. You can get set your comp sets for every property to get how each of those comp sets is pricing their data, and all that sort of updated on our platform real time, and you can just go on and subscribe to it. Our enterprise solutions include sort of a range of either pre-generated reports like trend reports, so you can look at a time series of data for each market, API connections, raw data, and more interactive pro level dashboards for vacation rental managers to get you the data you need in the format that works best for them.
So are we talking about, I'll have a dashboard. Do I just search the zip code, or am I putting in my listing?
Yeah, so you can search by the zip code, search by the market, or put in a specific address. And then it's going to give you a range of subscription options. So you can either subscribe to, if you just care about that zip code and you know all your comps are in that area, you can and you just have a small set of properties, you can just subscribe to that. Or if you're a large vacation rental manager with properties throughout the entire country, you can subscribe to either a country or global level data.
So I saw on your website that you show market trends and you do the forecasting. So obviously there's dynamic pricing involved in this as well, and lead generation tools. What are the lead generation tools?
So that's some of the data on, we have data on every property that's listed online around the world. So you can find, let's go to your market, and you can find every property that's already listed and who has that property in terms of as a vacation rental manager or individual host, where that property is. So that gives you insights into who's operating in that market. If you're an existing vacation rental manager, who's also competing in that market, how many properties they have, and what part of the city that they're actually operating in. And then also, if you're a vendor in the space, if you want to know who is actually operating that market that you want to go and then sell them the products and services that they offer, we have great data for that as well.
Sounds great. Now, I also saw on your website you have multiple resources like educational videos, industry reports, blogs, and case studies. So you have an educational arm as well.
Yeah, and that's part of our goal to really make the vacation rental and short-term rental market accessible to anyone. So if you're looking to just get into the sector, we want to help you understand how to invest. And then once you invest, how to operate your property efficiently, how to price it efficiently, so that you're going to be successful in this industry.
And you also help for real estate investors. So if anyone wants to buy a short-term rental, you've got the data as to where the best areas are to buy, right?
Right. Yeah, and that really promotes the additional supply that our industry needs. So we all see that and how well the industry is doing. As a vacation rental manager, you're wanting a new supply to be able to manage, and we help give owners, investors, the data that they need to feel confident in deploying assets into this sector. So if you're a potential property owner looking to buy somewhere, you can enter in any address in the world for free onto our site, and we're going to tell you what the earning potential is of that property, what our projected occupancy and ADR is for that property over the next year, so they can get comfortable with that investment.
Now, just out of interest, at recent conferences I've been at, we were talking about past history. When companies are making projections on pricing, they look back and then they look forward. How has COVID affected that over the last 2 years? You know, the figures aren't going to be so accurate. So how do you cope with that?
So in our projection tool, we actually show over the past 3 years how that projection has moved over time. So we'll show a point in time as of today, what we think that property could earn, but we also show you back pre-COVID what we thought that property would earn as of that point. And we're trying to help educate consumers and future investors that in 2021 was probably the high watermark for earning potential. We're already seeing that come back down. So getting comfortable with what it could earn today, but also what it was earning as of maybe 2019, and a combination of those can help you triangulate on what it could earn going out into the future.
Very good. Now, what is AirDNA's unique selling point? Do you have one?
Yeah, so we provide the most accurate data in the business using the largest data set in the industry and looking back the furthest historically, covering all markets globally. So we really want to have that complete picture. So if you do want to go back to 2014 and see what properties were earning in your market, that the data is there. If you want to compare any market across the world, that all the data for the industry is in one spot.
Incredible. It's like a bit of a data time machine.
Absolutely.
That's pretty great. Yeah. Okay. And why use your products? What are the benefits to me as a property manager? Why would I use Airdna?
Yeah, the thing we hear from our customers most commonly is that Airdna allows vacation rental managers to stand out as professionals in an otherwise and relatively immature industry in terms of its progression of using data. So while most VRMs are still making educated guesses based on their own historical data, Airdna data allows you to test theories and assumptions against our real data set, showing property owners real-time data on what's happening in their market. And what we help people understand is that if you're not using data to make your decisions, then you're potentially behind. So by bringing all this data under one umbrella, we try to make it convenient for everything from pre-purchase, acquisition forecasting, market analysis, smart rates, competitive analysis, and to provide all that within interactive tools, reports for personal recommendations.
Very good. And no, I suppose you're not going to be white labeled. Are you integrated any?
We actually do. So
Okay.
I mentioned one of our, and we sort of white label our data solutions. So I mentioned one of our tools is called Rentalizer. So you can put in any address in the world and get the earning potential of that property. And what we find is a lot of vacation rental managers can actually, will connect to our data set through our API connection, can put that calculator on their own website, and then use that for owner lead generation to help people find out what the earning potential is of properties in their markets. They can add any special sauce on top of our calculator, but that can be a really powerful lead generation tool for them. And we can be the data engine behind that. And similarly, we have direct connections to our data sets through automated pricing, market statistics, forward-looking demand and pricing data. So they can sort of look into our data set and then use it to automate a lot of the solutions they're providing for their own owners and properties.
Yes, I've seen that. How much will your property earn on numerous sites? And now I know where they get it from. Right. That's great. Now, who is your target audience? What's the size company, number of properties?
Yeah, so we have different solutions for a range of different types of people in the market. So since we have global coverage, we try to have that range. So our online solution, MarketMinder, is great for individual hosts with probably investors between 1 and 5 properties. Our Pro dashboard is geared more towards VRMs investors with 5 to, let's say, 500 properties, which gives you the ability to interact with our data without necessarily needing to have with your own team of data scientists. And then our raw data sets, we provide those to larger VRMs, investment funds, as well as those in sort of real estate and financial services, including hedge funds, lenders. So it's really the gamut of someone with 1 property or 30,000 properties are all key customers for us.
Now, in terms then, I mean, given the sliding scale of properties and what they get, obviously there's a sliding scale of price. And can you explain how your costing works?
Yeah, so the simplest is with MarketMinder, our online solution, and that we price it by market, and then we price the market by the number of listings in that market. So if it's a small market, you'll pay us $19 a month. If it's one of the larger markets, it costs $100 a month. And enterprise solutions that we provide are really based on the depth and breadth of data that you're looking for. And we've got really any solution to match anyone's need.
And given its data, is your audience global?
Yes. So we have clients, I think now over 100 countries around the world. So it is very much a global solution that we provide.
And once a property manager signs up with you, is there a contract or is this just a monthly thing that they can just keep accessing?
Yeah, so we offer both options, month to month. So you can just pay $20 a month and access data for a small market. You can get an annual subscription for which we give a 40% discount. And then any of those you can sort of cancel anytime. Enterprise contracts, so when we're sort of setting up big data feeds, those are generally 1-year contracts.
Okay. Now, these are my standard Techsplained questions, but there is a lot of information on your website, and I'm sure there is a lot more to data that we haven't touched on. Is there anything you'd want to add that we should know about or that will entice someone to go onto your website and check it out?
Yeah, I would say most people don't understand the vast majority of the users of our site and the insights that they're getting for free. So by creating a free account on our site, you can browse the historical short-term rental performance of any city in the world. You can estimate the earning potential of any property in the world, and then also just get caught up with the latest industry trends in our blog. We do a monthly overview of US and European short-term rental performance. We do regular updates on where the best markets to invest in globally, what's sort of going on within industry trends. So I would highly suggest to just sign up for a free account and get all the benefits that go along with that.
There's this kind of data, and then there's the guest data. There's a lot of different data being talked about out in the industry. So this data is all about performance and property and competition. How does your dynamic pricing also then works based on what the competitors are doing as well?
Yeah, so we believe we've got the best industry performance data in the industry. And with the best industry performance, we should be able to have the best pricing algorithms out there. So we built a solution called Smart Rates that will price any unit around the world using both our historical data and our forward-looking data of forward-looking demand and pricing. So we provide that. You load for a market you're subscribed to, tell us what the property is, load your iCal to us, and we'll then price that property going out 365 days, update that pricing daily. And that actually comes with the Market Minder subscription. So for a small market, $20 a month, no matter how many properties you have in that market, we're going to price out those properties on a fixed basis.
That sounds great. Now, let me check if there was anything more I wanted to touch on. No, that sums it up from my end. Anything else to add to finish off?
No, thank you so much for having me.
Okay. If you have any questions for Jamie or Airdna, just pop them in the comments box below. I'll put a link to the Airdna website. And thank you very much for your time, Jamie. It's been really good.
Yeah, thanks again for the opportunity.
Thank you. Bye.